Hey everybody, it's Brittany and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're going to talk about hair detangling brushes and rank them on a scale of 1 to 5 on how well we think these brushes work. So I'm doing a point factor where each category will get 1 to 5 points depending on how good or bad it is, 1 being the worst and 5 being the best, with these 5 categories: price, manufacturing, how well does it work, is it multifunctional, and the time that it takes to detangle your hair. So if you're interested in watching this video and seeing how well these brushes work for curly hair or straight hair, depending on, your hair type, but definitely curly hair, then keep watching. So all these brushes can be found on Amazon.com. So the first brush I'm going to talk about is the Crave Naturals brush. So the Crave Natural brush, the description is: Crave Naturals glide through detangle brush for adults and kids hair, detangular comb and hairbrush for natural, curly, straight, wet, or dry hair. And the one that I got is in pink. So this brush is going to run you $11.88. And it is available for Prime delivery with Amazon. With this brush, I found that it was really good detangling my hair when it was wet. I was using this brush while I take my shower, put my conditioner in my hair, and start from the bottom to the top. It was easy to detangle. I could probably get through my hair in about 10 to 15 minutes. My entire hair, detangling it, and it worked perfectly fine. The manufacturing of this brush I thought was an okay design. For the most part, it was really well manufactured. But the one thing I did not like about this brush is the handle at the bottom of the brush is very, very short, as you can see. And when you go to brush your hair, especially while you're detangling it while it's wet, it slips through your hand sometimes. So I find myself having to hold it from the top more to brush my hair, which works most of the time. But then at certain parts of my hair, it's hard to reach with my hand like this. So I have to grab it with the bottom of the brush. My hair is so long, I have to grab it with the bottom of my brush. So sometimes my hand slips. So other than that, with manufacturing, I feel like that is really good. Does it work? Obviously, I just said it works. It works really well with curly, wet hair. And I've also been able to brush my hair just fine with it while my hair is dry. I don't typically brush my hair when it's dry because you can break off your hair. But like if I'm just putting my hair up in a ponytail or something, I just need a brush to scrape back my hair, then I use this brush and it works perfectly fine. It also works well in my son's hair. My son, my newborn, well, he's not newborn anymore, but my baby, he has hair just like mine, same really curly texture as me and Leasia, and the brush goes through his hair perfectly, and it's easier to get through. Half the time he doesn't even know I'm detangling his hair. So the next brush we're going to talk about is the wet brush. Everyone knows about the wet brush. I feel like this is like the first detangling brush that kind of came out, or one of the first detangling brushes that kind of came out. And again, you can find this on Amazon. The Wet Brush Original Detangler Hairbrush, exclusive ultra soft anti-flex bristles, glide through tangles with ease for all hair types: women, men, wet hair, and dry hair. And so the price of this brush on Amazon is going to be $7.19, and it is available for Prime shipping, so that's good as well. The manufacturing on this brush, again, just like the Crave brush, I feel like is a decent design. I like the fact that it has the complete long handle to hold the brush, so I don't typically have issues with it slipping out my hand when I'm brushing my hair. And then the bristles of the brush are really spread apart, but they have these little tiny balls at the tip of the brush that I find with my hair type gets tangled all the time. With my daughter hair, it does the same thing, and her hair is just a little bit different. Her curls are just a little bit different than mine, and it tangles her hair even more than it does mine. But with that being said, it's still a really, really good brush to use. I use this for most of my hair journey starting out. I didn't start like really testing hair brushes until like I was, a little ways out in my hair journey. So it is a really good brush to use, but it does start to snatch your hair while you brush your hair every once in a while. So I don't really like that. And then does it work? Yes, it detangled our hair just fine, other than the fact that it snatches your hair sometimes. And then Is it multifunctional? Yes, we've been able to use this brush the same as the Crave Brush in dry and wet hair. When my hair was straightened, I would use the wet brush to brush it out. It works just perfectly fine. And then the time that it would take to brush my hair, it probably took us about, I would say 20 minutes. 20 minutes to detangle my hair with this brush, and maybe 25, 30 with Leasia's hair. Leasia has a lot. Her curls are different than mine, and her hair is longer than mine, and her hair is fuller than mine. So it takes me a little bit longer to get through her hair than it does my hair. And then for Buddha, it took about, we'll say 10 minutes to get through his hair. So the next brush I'm going to talk about is the Denim Brush. And the Denim Brush was like another one of like the first detangling brushes I felt like came out, or at least was talked about a lot in the natural hair community. And I was so excited to get one of these brushes. Looking at the picture, I was like, oh, you know, it's nice. It didn't have the little balls on it, so it's not going to snatch my hair. You know, the bristles are spread apart enough, so it's going to give me a good, you know, good reach to detangle my hair. So I was really hoping that this brush was going to like be the brushes of all brushes. So the price of this brush on Amazon is going to run you $13.99. It is available for Prime shipping as well. The manufacturing on this brush, no. The manufacturing on this brush was not good. And I'm going to tell you why. You take the brush and you get in the shower, and your hair is, you know, curly and wet, and you got soap all in it, and you're brushing your hair. You are constantly having to put the little top of the brush back into the brush every single time you brush your hair, because the way that this brush is manufactured, there is no top portion to hold the middle of the brush from coming up. There's nothing to cap it off to keep it from coming up. So as you're brushing your hair, it keeps sliding up and you have to keep pushing it back down. Or it comes off, you have to keep putting it back on. It's like so annoying that, like, as far as manufacturing, it's like one of the worst brushes to me. I feel like just for that specific reason. If they had something to keep the top from coming off, it would be an amazing brush. I feel like it would be a really good brush. Do I think it's the best? No, I don't feel like it detangled my hair that well. It was more of like touching the surface of my curls, I felt, when I was detangling my hair with this brush, and not really completely getting through the my curls, but it could detangle my hair after a while. Is it multifunctional? I would assume so. I would assume it's multifunctional. I feel like any brush could be multifunctional, but would I realistically use this brush for dry hair? Probably not. Just because I don't know. I just wouldn't use it for dry hair. Like I said, the manufacturing on the brush is just, it takes it away. And then the time to brush my hair or to tangle my hair with this brush, count for the time. You have to keep putting the damn thing back inside. I'm gonna give it like 30, 35 minutes for my hair, and then 10 more minutes added on to that for Leasia's hair. Next brush I'm going to talk about, and I might screw this name up, is the Defemim Brush. And this brush is going to run you $12.99 on Amazon. It's also available for Prime shipping, just like all the other brushes. The manufacturing on this brush is horrible. And I honestly don't know where they were going with this. Let me read the description for you first, but I don't know where they were going with this brush. Detangling brush for natural black hair. Kids hair brush detangling women. Kids hair brush detangler, women detangler, brush for African American, 3A, 4B, 4C hair, fine hair, thick hair, curly hair, kinky wavy hair. Okay. So if I had to put my hair, my pattern, my curl pattern in one of these categories, which I typically don't associate my hair with any type of category, because I feel like everybody's hair has a little bit of something, you know, a mix of something. But if I had to put my hair in a category, I would say my hair is probably like a 3A, 3B. This brush is not good. This is a terrible brush. The manufacturing on this brush, like I said before, I don't know what they were thinking about it. As you're brushing your hair, it's like catching your hair, and then the brush, each individual section of the brush like flaps open, so like you can literally take your hand across it and run it and flap it open like a fan. I have no idea what the purpose of that was. If anybody knows the purpose of that, please let me know. I know this is like one of the brushes people talk about a lot, and I got it thinking it was gonna be something good, and guess what? It's not. I would not waste my money on it. It's one of the most expensive wet brushes, like wet hair brushes, in the list, and I would not waste my money on this. Like I said before, the manufacturing was terrible. I went to go brush my hair and detangle my hair. It would not detangle my hair. It was touching the surface of my hair. It was getting caught in my hair. I felt like out of all the brushes, this brush had the most hair on it out of all the brushes I've used. So it was just a terrible experience all the way around. And then the time it took to brush my hair, we're gonna say 0, because I couldn't get through it. I couldn't get through my hair. I couldn't detangle it well. I don't know if it was the fact that my hair just kept getting caught and I just got fed up with it. Probably if I would have sat and actually took my time to try to get through it with it, pulling my hair out, I would probably have taken like 40 minutes to detangle my hair with this brush. But I didn't even give it a chance because it kept pulling my hair out, and it was just a no. Like it was just a no. And for those of you who like this brush, comment below. Maybe, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm not doing something right. Let me know, but it was a no for me. Next brush I'm gonna talk about is the normal paddle brush. The paddle brush we grew up with for years, which honestly to me looks just like the wet brush. I don't really know what the difference was between the wet brush and the paddle brush. But you know, I didn't make the brushes, so you know, it's not my decision to pass judgment on if someone copies someone else's style. Don't know. But this brush is the Revlon Straight and Smooth Berry Paddle Hair Brush, and you can use any type of paddle hair brush. And this brush is gonna run you $6.92 on Amazon, and it is available for Prime shipping. So this brush, just like the wet brush, I feel is an okay brush. Is it really well for detangling hair? Will it like do the best on your curly hair? I don't think so. Just like the wet brush, I feel like there's some flaws with it. Obviously, with the manufacturing, it also has the little beads on the top of the brush, which no matter if it's the paddle brush or wet brush, it will always pull your hair. And in my daughter's hair specifically, it pulls like a clump of her hair at a time. Like with mine, it'll snag like one little piece, 2 little pieces here and there. With her, when it snags, it pulls out like a whole chunk of her hair, and I don't understand why that happens. But the paddle brush manufacturing, I feel like, is just as, you know, just like the wet brush. They have some things they could work on. I noticed in the past, I haven't used a paddle brush in a long, long time, but way back in the day when I used a paddle brush, the insert of the brush would come out sometimes too. And it's hard to put it back in with the paddle brush. It also has a really nice handle though that I like, that you can hold on to. Gives you real good, you know, range to be able to reach your hair depending on how long or short your hair is. I feel like this brush is more suited for dry hair than it is for wet hair. Dry hair, it works perfectly for. Wet hair, I would say no. And when I say dry hair, I mean dry straight hair, not dry curly hair. Do not put this on a dry curly hair, girl. Do not put this on dry hair, curly hair. That's not what I'm talking about. When I say dry hair, I'm talking about dry straight hair. It would work well for. The curly hair, I wouldn't even go there. My hair would have to be straight before no, not happening. And then the time it takes to brush your hair, I feel like will probably be about 40 minutes to get through my hair. The last brush I'm going to talk about is the Revlon One Step Hair Dryer Styler. And again, this brush can be found on Amazon. This brush is going to run you $37.29, and it is available for Prime shipping as well. Now, this is the most expensive brush out of my lineup of brushes. This brush also has the paddle-like features as the paddle brush and the wet brush. It also has the beads on it as the wet brush and the paddle brush. However, it does not snag my hair when I use it. The manufacturing on this brush, as you can tell, is completely different than all the other manufacturing because this is a hair dryer brush. So it's thicker at the bottom. Obviously, it's going to get, you know, blow out the heat, help you dry your hair at the same time. Does it work? Yes. I feel like if I wash my hair and then get out and brush my hair with this, it's amazing. This is the quickest brush for me to detangle my hair, to detangle my daughter's hair. Obviously, because the heat is added to it. When you add heat to anything, it helps straighten out your hair a little bit, so it makes it easier to slide through. So of course, you're not gonna get the tangles, and of course, it's gonna be a little bit quicker than all the other brushes that you would have to brush your hair and detangle in a wet setting. But the fact that it gets through my hair so fast and gets through my daughter's hair, not even my hair, but my daughter's hair. And I don't use it a lot because I don't want to put heat on our hair. We don't put heat on our hair at all, really, maybe twice a year to do length checks. But I don't put heat on my daughter's hair much. But when I do, I put heat protectant in it, and then I can get through her hair in like 10 minutes, y'all. Like 10 use too much heat on your hair, but at the same time, if you put it on a low setting and low heat, you're doing less damage to your hair, I feel, in this sense, than you are using a brush just snatching your hair out and ripping your hair out your head. So does it work amazingly? Yes, it works. Is it multifunctional? No. Well, I guess it kind of is. So it's not multifunctional in the sense that you can't take it in the shower with you. However, you can use it while your hair is wet, and then you can go back and use it while your hair is dry. So when I did have my hair straight and I decided to blow dry my hair with this. So when I did blow dry my hair with this, I decided to wear my hair kinky straight for a little while, meaning like I didn't flat iron it. I just wore the straightness that came with this hair, with the blow dryer. I wore it like that. And then if I needed to touch up my hair a little bit, I would go back and brush it. And I only wore it like that for a couple of days because I don't like to keep my hair straight too long because my husband loves my curly natural hair. He doesn't like when I straighten my hair or my hair straight. But, you know, of course you want to see how long your hair is. So occasionally, you know, you do it. But if it takes to get through your hair, girl, it's going to get through your hair easily. I promise you, get this brush. If you don't have this brush, get this brush. I'm telling you, you're going to love me for it. You're going to thank me for it. And you're going to come back to me like, Brittany, like, girl, thank you. Get this brush. It's going to save you so much time, especially if you have a child who has thick, curly hair. Like, I don't have to do anything extra. I can wash Leisha's hair all kinky and matted and da-da-da-da in the shower and then come out and brush her hair with this, and it will get through her hair in 10 to 15 minutes. Like, it's like a magical brush. It's magical. So if you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do that because your girl got content coming and there's some things y'all gonna wanna know that I'm gonna have coming out soon. So make sure you are subscribed and hit that bell if you haven't already, because how will you know if I'm posting a video if you don't have to hit the bell, right? So quickly, my top brushes, I have two. My top brushes is gonna be, of course, the Revlon hair dryer brush. And then my wet brush for my shower is going to be the Crave Brush. Those are my two favorite. These are my two favorite brushes, and this is what I currently use. If you have a brush that you use that I haven't mentioned in this video, please comment below. I would love to try it out and see how it works. And if you have a different opinion about any of these brushes, let me know. You know, maybe you can turn me. I don't know. We can see. But if you try any of these brushes out off of my review, please let me know. I'd like to know how you think about it and if it worked for you the way that worked for me, and if your point factor will come out the same as mine. So I will see you all in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and have a blessed day. Bye.